Ecuador. Let us start doing military exercises on the border with Ecuador, with some of our units wrongfully crossing the border to provoke them. We shall prepare for war to subjugate Ecuador. To war, Peruvians. Game-based war support plus 10.00%. Okay. I'm not as prepared as I'd like to be, but
Seguro que sí.
I could basically do as good as I could. There's a few Ecuadorian units here, but I seem to be doing okay in the west. If I play my cards right, I could beat them. Let me just go for limited conscription. I have to go, okay, not again. Okay. I'll go with Vladimiro Lopez Trigoso for my Chief of Army Decisive Battle Doctrine. Or I could go with Aloy Ureta, but no, I think I'm going to go with Lopez Trigoso. And it looks like militarists have taken over Paraguay. So now Paraguay is a national populist dictatorship under Eugenio Moringo Martinez. Interesting. We've been over that. Okay, let me trade some steel with Japan. Okay. Thankfully, Japan was able to give me some steel. Okay, it looks like a lot of South America is becoming national populist. As Argentina and Brazil are both national populist, and they're the most powerful countries in South America, as well as Paraguay, which is right between both of them. Albeit it's a much more minor country. So yeah. Interesting where this is going to go. We'll have to see. After this is done, I'm going to go for infrastructure investments. Our nation, cut by forest and mountain, often finds itself with logistic difficulties. We must ensure that the state machinery runs like a well-oiled machine. and in Lima I'll gain 1 infrastructure. Let's do that. And after that, okay. After that, I'm going to go for a modern military, which will give me Navy experience and Army experience plus 10. Peru's military is indeed capable of crushing that of all our neighbors, but that doesn't mean it's modern in any way. A modernization program for a military structure may be risky, but the rewards would far outweigh said risks. Okay. La Piedra Cansada. JR Intelligence Agency informed us about the publishing of a book by a Peruvian writer exiled in Chile. The novel consists of a drama set during the colonial times about 2 indigenous miners and how they're exploited by the church and the colonial administration. The novel has strong criticism against aristocracy and religion. While the book is banned, it has managed to infiltrate the populace through illegal distribution. A small piece of propaganda won't affect us. So I'll get change in popularity of syndicalism 3.00%, globalism 2.00%, which isn't really that much. Now it's time to research something new. Hang on. Okay, now Canada's at war with Panama. Probably because Canada took over... Okay. Canada is at war with Panama because Panama basically took over the Panama Canal and didn't give it to Canada. And sometimes they can give it to Canada, and sometimes they can refuse, in which Canada could declare war on them, which they usually do in that case. And now Costa Rica is a part of the Entente and at war with Panama. Alright, this is the event I've been waiting for. Bolivia offers to recreate the Peru-Bolivian Confederation. The confederation between our two nations was a short-lived state between 1836 to 1839, based on the idea that the two nations would be stronger together and prove a serious opponent to other power blocs. Catastrophic defeat, however, at the hands of Chile and Argentina in the War of the Confederation broke the Union apart and recreated the two independent nations. Nevertheless, support for the Union in both nations remains at large. To this day, it has even gained popularity in Bolivia due to the failures of the Chaco War and the down-spiraling economy. Incapacity by Bush to solve the labor issues troubling his nation and strong pushes from the other parties have forced him to propose a reinstatement of the Confederation to help prevent Bolivia from further tumbling into chaos. So I could either ratify the reunification, or we don't want Bolivia dragging us down. Well, I'm going to ratify the reunification. Okay, here we go. The Peru-Bolivian Confederation has been reborn after 98 years. That's pretty cool. Peru-Bolivian Confederation restored. It appears that an old idea has been reborn in South America. The original confederation between Peru and Bolivia, used by its many regional enemies, was torn asunder by a victorious Chile after the Battle of Noonday in 1839. Still, this new confederation would, unlike its predecessor, prove able to sustain itself in these unstable times in South America and the wider world. Observers both overseas and domestic have noted, however, there are a number of key issues that must be worked out between La Paz and Lima before the new polity can truly be called a united nation. The dream of Santa Cruz is fulfilled The dream of Santa Cruz is fulfilled once more. Andres de Santa Cruz, I believe that's what his full name was one of the presidents of the Peru-Bolivian Confederation back in the 19th century. And now it is back. So, let me make use of these new factories for building infantry equipment.
Sí puedo.
Whoa, what the heck? Okay. Apparently Bolivia had volunteers
Seguro que sí.
fighting in the Second American Civil War. Well, I can certainly use these guys
Seguro
back
que sí.
home. That's interesting. Bolivia had volunteers fighting for the American Federalists.
No hay problema.
I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, they'll just have to walk all the way down. Gee, that's a long way. Okay. I'll worry about him later.
No hay problema. No hay problema.
Generals? Okay, I do have some new generals from Bolivia. So maybe I'll replace my more lower-ranking Peruvian generals with some higher-ranking Bolivian
Sí puedo.
So, okay, I wanted to put
No hay problema.
I wanted to put Angel Arroyo in charge of Army 3. There we go.
Seguro que sí.
Now I'm gonna have Bernardino Bilbao Roija in charge of Army 4.
Sí puedo. No hay problema. Seguro que sí. No hay problema.
Okay, so this is definitely a perk of unifying with Bolivia, that I get more troops. And more troops is good because then it strengthens my armies. So, okay. Let me trade rubber with the Dutch East Indies. I'll trade steel with the Empire. Okay.
Seguro que sí.
Now, I do want to go to war with Chile at some point, but I need world tension at 75% to declare war on them. But at the same time, I do have some focuses here that can allow me to claim territory. But first, I'm going to go with a modern military. But you know what? I might want to go down claims of the Confederation. Claims of the Confederation. That might take a while. I'll go with claims of the Confederation. Chilean-Argentinian War has begun. So now Patagonia and Argentina are at war. So it's basically Chile and Patagonia at war against Argentina.
Sí puedo.
Belgium joined the Entente. That's pretty interesting. So it looks like the Entente finally has a foothold on continental Europe, with the addition of Belgium to its alliance. So it looks like Belgium is part of the Entente just like it was at the beginning of the First World War and during the First World War. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, I do want to declare war on Chile, but I might need to fight Ecuador first. It looks like Paraguay is also at war with Argentina. Just save here. Seceded from Canada. And usually Canada will declare war on the West Indies Union, which they just did right now. So usually they manage to succeed in taking it back, but sometimes they don't. At least one time I saw they failed to take it back. So that's interesting. Oh, it looks like Panama took over Costa Rica. That's not good. And it looks like Norway is at war with Denmark, and Norway is under Norway is under a nationalist government. I'm not sure they'll succeed in going to war against Denmark, though. And Paul-Henri Spaak is the president of Belgium. And who's prime minister? Victor de Levoyer. Nicaragua is at war with Honduras. It looks like they're going to win. Okay, it looks like Chile and Patagonia and Paraguay will defeat Argentina unless I go to war with both Paraguay and Chile. But I can't right now. Could always later, though. Okay, Panama was finally annexed by Canada, and Costa Rica has been liberated, and now Panama is a Canadian puppet state. And the thing is, though, if Patagonia takes over Argentina, it'll become the Argentine Commune, and it will no longer be a Chilean puppet state, so I can just take over Chile on its own. And I could also go to war with Paraguay as well if I wanted to. go and start a modern military. Already read that, so let's go. Fate of Ecuador. The tensions between us and Ecuador have reached a boiling point. We have tolerated the puny Ecuadorians long enough. It's time for war. So I'll go to war with Ecuador and game-based war support plus 10.00%. Alright, let's do this.
Sí puedo.
Alright, my first battle is looking pretty good.
Seguro que sí.
Okay, that battle could be going better.
No hay problema.
Let me go up here. Let me take Guayaquil.
Seguro que sí.
I just need one unit to do that.
Sí puedo. Aquí. Necesito un doctor. Me dieron un doctor. No hay problema. Seguro que sí.
Let me see if I can take Quito.
¡Nos vamos! Seguro que sí.
Okay, it looks like Estonia and Latvia are rebelling against the United Baltic Duchy. Let's hope they win. Okay. Okay, the Savoyard
Seguro que sí.
crisis has been resolved. Fiestas Patrias. Okay, we already read that. It's just the same thing as last year.
Vámonos aquí. Vamos, andando. No hay problema. Sí puedo.
Alright, I'm taking over the coast. That's not too hard. Let me just blockade the coast while I'm at it. Okay. Ecuador asked for peace. Ecuadorian officials approached us today, miserably asking for an end of the current war in exchange for the region of Patanza to be conceded to Peru. Our forces are in an obviously dominant position, but taking down the mountainous Quito, transformed into a true bastion, will prove itself to be quite difficult. And that's there, and what's there to gain from it is doubtful. That's why most voices call to accept the peace offer, but some other continue to claim all of Ecuador should be a rightful part of Peru as part of its former viceroyalty. What should we decide? Okay, I'm gonna go with the Peruvian flag will fly over Quito. And where's my navy? I'll just send them up here.
No hay problema.
I can take Quito, I just need to take Ibarra first.
No hay problema. No hay problema. No hay problema. ¡Alguien que me ayude! ¡Vamos, andando!
I don't have to do this, but I'm just doing it for fun. Shouldn't be too difficult anyway.
¡Necesito apoyo rápido! ¡Denme una mano, por favor! Vámonos aquí. ¡Nos vamos! Seguro que sí. Seguro que sí.
¡Necesito apoyo rápido!
Seguro que sí.
¡Nos vamos!
Sí puedo.
Okay, now I know.
Seguro que sí.
It's a little better, but not by much.
¡Nos vamos! ¡Necesito apoyo rápido!
I have an idea.
¡Alguien que me ayude!
Sí puedo. Seguro que sí.
Let me surround Quito.
No hay problema. Seguro que sí. Sí puedo. Seguro que sí. Vámonos aquí. No hay problema. Sí puedo. No hay problema. No hay problema. No hay problema.
¡Vamos, andando!
Seguro que sí. No hay problema.
Okay, now it's time for me to take over Quito. That one
Seguro
soldier
que
left.
sí.
That wasn't very smart of him. Or this one unit left. It wasn't very smart of them, considering the unit consists of multiple soldiers. But
Sí puedo.
the point still stands.
Sí puedo.
¡Nos vamos!
Sí puedo. No hay problema. Sí puedo. No hay problema. Sí puedo.
Okay, they should be ready to capitulate soon. We're definitely taking over Pastaza. I'll take over the Galapagos Islands. I'll take over Ecuador itself. Okay, so I took over the whole country. Alright. What's going on with Chile? Okay, well,
Seguro que sí.
I'll send my troops down to Chile.
No hay problema.
We'll attack them next, after they're done
Seguro que sí.
going to war with Argentina. Now, I should get I should get a decision about what to do with Ecuador soon. There we go. The fate of Ecuador. Okay. After a campaign across Ecuador, we have now finally managed to shatter the Ecuadorian defenses. Quito is now in our hands. We must now decide on the future of Ecuador. Liberate Ecuador under a friendly government. And the leader of Ecuador Ecuador is Alberto Enriquez Gallo. Okay, well, maybe I'll do that later, because it looks like I can change my government.
Seguro que sí.
Same as before. Okay. And I'll send my armies down to Chile in a little bit. Let me just first send my navy back to Portland. Alright, I have 2 months to make that final decision about Ecuador, but I'll worry about it later. Okay, it looks like Estonia and Latvia are free. Pretty cool. I'm gonna go for claims on the Amazon. According to the Treaty of Madrid, the Amazon belonged to the Viceroyalty of Peru. Brazilian land thieves and Colombian brigands have for too long stood in the way of our rightful lands. Well, I'm probably not going to go to war with Brazil or Colombia, but I'll just go down that focus anyway. Now, where's that assassination of Larrea coming? Or Benavides Larrea? Where is it? I don't know. Because the event came up just a few... I don't know. It'll come up soon, I'm sure.
Sí puedo. No hay problema. Seguro que sí. Sí puedo.
In the meantime, I'll just move my armies down to the Chilean border. Like Uruguay is supporting the Pacific States of America. That's pretty cool. So I don't know why I didn't get that assassination of Benavides Larrea event yet. It'll probably show up soon. Just gotta be patient. Washington is falling. That's not good. It looks like the combined syndicates or the American Union state might win. I don't know. Okay, let's do this again.
Seguro que sí.
Done. send this fleet down toward Lima. Now I have to decide what to do with Ecuador, but first I'm going to wait for the assassination of Benavides Larrea event. I'm still waiting for it to pop up. It might take a while for the event to pop up, but I'll just have to be patient. So, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go with claims on the Amazon. According to the Treaty of Madrid, the Amazon belonged to the Viceroyalty of Peru. Brazilian land thieves and Colombian brigands have for too long stood in the way of our rightful lands. So I'm probably not going to go to war with either Brazil or Colombia, but I still think it'd be pretty cool. Well, it'd be interesting if I could go to war with them, but I'm probably not going to. Nevertheless, I'll still go down that part of the focus tree and finish the focus. Okay, it looks like the war with the war between Chile, Patagonia, and Argentina and Paraguay will be finished soon. In fact, I might even declare war on Paraguay before Chile, just because it seems like it might be easier to take over. That's not good. Venezuela declared war on the West Indies Union. Interesting. They could take over the Mabuma. Okay, Venezuela could take over this region right here, the Mabaurama jungle, which they have a claim on, and they could puppet the rest of Guyana, which I've seen them do before. Interestingly enough. Okay, so it looks like the Cairo Pact is growing. Let's take a look at the factions just for a second. Interesting. And the Fourth Balkan War is still going on.
Seguro que sí.
But then again, I could go to war with Chile first, and because there is actually an event that Chile will get, after which I'll have to go to war with them. So I think that makes more sense. Whereas for Paraguay, it's just a claim, and I don't have enough. There's not enough global tension for me to go to war with them yet. So.
No hay problema.
Sí puedo. Seguro que sí. Sí puedo. Seguro que sí. Sí puedo. Sí puedo.
Let me mix up my roster a little bit. Oh, hang on. Let me get Eloy G. Oreta back.
No hay problema.
I'll keep Manuel A. Odria, but let me get some new Bolivian
Seguro que sí.
in Army 3 and 4. So we have Gualberto Villarreal Lopez
Seguro que sí.
in charge of Army 3, and in charge of Army 4, I'll have Carlos Quintanilla. Carlos Quintanilla. Oh, interesting.
Sí puedo.
I like how the generals have biographies. Okay, I don't think this guy does. Okay, but he does. Okay. The war has ended. And Paraguay has grown, and they've taken over Corrientes and Chaco Austral they've taken over Chaco Austral and Corrientes from Argentina, which is pretty interesting.